Hi, this is H2O Games. Well done. Since my previous path was fairly mixed, means lost a lot, won a lot too, I'm kind of still struggling to go through tier 8. In the past league, I was able, or season, I was able to do quite some work with the Cossack or with the Massachusetts, and that's always fun. But I think kind of the meta changed, and everyone is like hugging islands. So this kind of brawler style or very aggressive play style doesn't really work for me anymore. So I was looking around to find something else. So, as you can see, I changed towards submarines now. And I want to show you one of my first games. Of course, I have tried some games before because I didn't want to take just an entire new ship and just go into ranked. So I tried it before, so I basically know how it works. So let's talk about the submarine first. What is interesting about the Alliance, it's actually quite rare. I got it from a Christmas container, and it has two types of torps. It has long-range torps. I think they're about 12 kilometers, or 10 kilometers, and I have very short-range torps. There's also 10 kilometers, but they're very, very slow. So that means I have to prepare quite a bit in order to make them work. So this is one of the games where I think I got the idea of how to actually work this submarine. So the Alliance is basically for making pressure. It has the very slow moving torps. I think they're about 44 knots. They are extremely agile and they're quite persistent. So they can follow around a destroyer or a cruiser battleship fairly well. And for a battleship, it's almost impossible to escape them or to dodge them. So here I am in the game and I see that my team, I'm coming from Capping C, is going towards A with two battleships and a Cossack. And on my side of the flank, I have a Massachusetts and I think a Bayard, if I spell this correctly. And I also have the enemy's sub on my side. The sub is playing fairly aggressive. And it gets punished quite hard. It's a U-190, which is actually quite a good ship, German submarine, and he's playing quite aggressive. I, on the other hand side, since I'm now figuring out that the main force of the enemy is on the Cap A side, I'm moving inside to take on the two battleships, to just keep them busy. Because in numbers, my team is quite outmatched on this side, while on the other side, my team is just fighting with one cruiser, battle cruiser, and the submarine. And now I'm facing the Tennessee. So my approach is usually I'm playing mainly with the very slow-moving torps. This gives me the opportunity by approaching the enemy battleship to run 2 salvos, so 8 torps in total. Every torp is just doing like about 5,000 damage, and that's not a lot, but it keeps the enemy busy. And you will see later in the game that the Tennessee is growing quite frustrated with me because he's not really able to catch me because my submarine is actually quite fast. So now I'm pinging him and he has to use his repair party to or damage control to get rid of my ping. So this helps him in a short run, but on the other hand side, once he starts fighting the Zetan and the Lenin from my team, he has a cooldown on it. So I'm actually moving 4 to 8 torpedoes this way. Once they are getting close enough, I'm pinging them, and they're hitting. And as you can see, I'm doing like 4 torpedo hits, and I'm barely making 10,000 damage. But they're coming in a 30-second interval. That means I'm dishing out almost like a battleship salvo of a potential, let's say, 20,000 to 30,000 damage, which is nothing to ignore. And you will see that once he gets more focused on the submarine, I'm pretty getting a response. So pretty much every time I ping him, I'm getting some airplanes like just now. I'm taking some damage, but since I'm so fast and he's not expecting me to go straight for him, I usually dodge his bombs. So you see, I'm putting him quite under pressure, and it certainly does help that the Lenin is very tanking and is taking a lot of the attention from the Tennessee. So here again, you see a 12,000 point hits, and I'm just harassing him. And the poor guy, I mean, he's doing good work. He's trying to fight me with his bombs and also fight the Lenin. But now finally he managed to kill the Lenin. I'm gonna try to ping him again to get my torpedoes on the way. And there's another 10,000, 13,000 hit on him. And while the other benefit of using these tactics is, since he's using, usually if people get hit by a torpedo and they start leaking, they are using their repair party quite fast. And if then the other torpedoes come in, he has cooldown on it. And since I'm dishing out so fast torpedoes, I'm usually hitting him with damage over time. So now I caught their attention, both of there, and they're turning towards me. So I have 2 torpedoes in the back, and I'm gonna focus on the Tennessee. The main idea is for me now to prevent the Zetan to come to our cap that the Massachusetts is protecting, or actually capping at the moment. Now I'm fighting both battleships, and I'm putting constant pressure. After now looking at the video, I can see some mistakes that I did, and I probably would do better next time. For instance, right now, I saw that the Tennessee just removed the sonar signal, and I should have pinged the Zetan instead. So my torps maybe would have made it to go there. Also, I'm experimenting with not shooting the torps directly, because since they are so agile, I can pretty much only send them in the general direction, and then just letting them go and change direction and eventually hitting them. So here is another small mistake that I did. I pinged him, but I only had 2 torpedoes in the water, so it's actually not so far. And I'm now really focusing on the Zetan to, on one point, keep him busy, and also protecting the Massachusetts a little bit. I'm now also in these situations that I can't actually quite turn around anymore, because I just have like 1 minute of battery, and I should have repositioned further away right now, which I didn't, and I come actually quite close to the Zetan. So he's gonna spot me in a second, I think, or with one of the next turns, and I should have gone further away. But I decided to keep the distance because I was afraid that I will lose the Massachusetts before I actually can take out at least one or ideally both ships. So let's see how this works. So I'm gonna have a quite huge hit with like 15,000, but I get spotted and I get punished for this mistake a lot. But since the alliance is quite fast, I can actually manage to dodge a lot of the bombs. So now the Tennessee had enough of a break from me, so I'm gonna approach the Tennessee again. I have to watch my battery, and I surface to recharge my battery. So again, I'm going in the general direction. I do not have any repairs left, but I'm in a pretty good condition, so I'm just gonna wait it out. And right now, I think the Tennessee is just too distracted with the fighting the Massachusetts, so I can actually, even though I'm leaking fuel and the Tennessee would be able to watch me, which he actually does, I can still fight him and give the Massachusetts the ability to do some more damage. So I'm wasting 4 torps there because the Tennessee removed my ping again, and I have to see how much of a cooldown I'm having now. So the Massachusetts is going down, but the Tennessee is in a quite bad shape and takes like damage over time from the Massachusetts, and we won this game. So in hindsight, I like this Submarine very much because it allows me to play fairly aggressive, like almost like a brawler, without punishing me too hard if I get too aggressive or if I take too much focus. So I'm gonna look around with this Submarine a little bit to maybe make it to the tier 9 or tier 10 with the Gold League, because this is actually where I like to see and like to play. So I'm looking very forward to my next games. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.